Why cacao, not cocoa, can boost your muscles and circulation. If you are over 60 and want stronger muscles, better circulation, and more energy without relying on medications, then what I'm about to share with you today could change everything. There is one powerful superfood that most people confuse with something else, and when you get it right, it can naturally support your heart, your muscles, and your blood flow. I'm talking about cacao, not cocoa. And yes, there is a huge difference. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why cacao is so powerful for people over 60, how it works in your body, and the simple ways you can add it to your daily routine starting today. The difference between cacao and cocoa might seem small, but it is massive when it comes to your health. Cacao is the raw, unprocessed form of the cacao bean. It is packed with antioxidants, minerals, and natural compounds that support your circulation and muscle health. Cocoa, on the other hand, is what you find in most chocolate products. It has been heavily processed, heated at high temperatures, and stripped of most of its beneficial nutrients. When cacao is processed into cocoa, it loses up to 90% of its antioxidant power. So when you buy regular cocoa powder or milk chocolate at the store, you are getting a fraction of the benefits, plus added sugar, dairy, and other ingredients that can actually work against your health goals. Before we go any further, I would love to know, which city and country are you watching this video from? Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing from you and seeing where our community is tuning in from around the world. Now, let me explain why cacao is such a game changer for people over 60, especially when it comes to your muscles and circulation. As we age, our blood vessels naturally become stiffer and less flexible. This makes it harder for blood to flow smoothly through your body, which means less oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscles, your brain, and your organs. This is one of the reasons why people over 60 often feel more tired, have less endurance, and notice their muscles are not as strong as they used to be. But here's the exciting part. Cacao contains powerful compounds called flavonoids, especially one called epicatechin. Epicatechin has been shown in studies to improve blood flow by helping your blood vessels relax and open up. This process is called vasodilation. When your blood vessels dilate, more blood can flow through them easily, delivering oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and tissues. This is incredibly important for muscle health, energy levels, and even brain function. In fact, research has shown that epicatechin from cacao can actually stimulate the growth of new mitochondria in your muscle cells. Mitochondria are like the power plants of your cells. They produce energy. The more healthy mitochondria you have, the more energy your muscles can generate, and the better they function. This is especially important as we age because mitochondrial function naturally declines over time, but cacao can help reverse this decline. Studies have found that older adults who consume cacao rich in flavonoids experienced improvements in muscle strength, endurance, and even walking speed. These are real, measurable benefits that can help you stay active, independent, and strong. Cacao is also one of the richest natural sources of magnesium. Magnesium is an essential mineral that plays a role in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. It supports muscle function, nerve function, energy production, and bone health. Many people over 60 are deficient in magnesium without even knowing it. Low magnesium levels can lead to muscle cramps, weakness, fatigue, and even heart rhythm problems. Just 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder can provide a significant amount of your daily magnesium needs. This makes cacao an easy and delicious way to support your muscles and overall health. Another incredible benefit of cacao is its impact on nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is a molecule that your body produces naturally, and it plays a critical role in keeping your blood vessels healthy and flexible. As we age, our bodies produce less nitric oxide, which contributes to stiff arteries, high blood pressure, and poor circulation. The flavonoids in cacao help boost nitric oxide production, which improves blood flow, lowers blood pressure, and supports cardiovascular health. This is why many cardiologists and researchers are now recommending cacao as a heart-healthy food, especially for older adults. Now, let me be very clear about something. I'm not talking about eating milk chocolate bars or sweet hot cocoa mixes. Those products are loaded with sugar, processed fats, and very little actual cacao. What I am recommending is raw cacao powder or cacao nibs. These are the minimally processed forms that retain all the beneficial compounds we have been talking about. You can find raw cacao powder and cacao nibs at most health food stores or online. Look for organic, raw cacao with no added ingredients, just pure cacao. So how can you start using cacao in your daily routine? It is easier than you might think. One of the simplest ways is to add a tablespoon or two of raw cacao powder to your morning smoothie. Blend it with some unsweetened almond milk, a handful of spinach, half an avocado, and a few ice cubes. This gives you a rich, chocolatey smoothie that is packed with nutrients and supports your muscles and circulation. You can also mix raw cacao powder into your coffee or tea. Some people love making a homemade cacao drink by mixing cacao powder with hot water, a pinch of cinnamon, and a natural sweetener like stevia, or a tiny bit of raw honey. This gives you a warm, comforting drink that is actually good for you. Another option is to sprinkle cacao nibs on top of your yogurt, oatmeal, or even a salad. Cacao nibs have a rich, slightly bitter chocolate flavor and a satisfying crunch. They are a great way to add texture and nutrition to your meals. You can also use raw cacao powder in homemade energy balls or healthy desserts. Mix it with almond butter, shredded coconut, and a natural sweetener. Roll them into balls and keep them in the fridge for a quick, healthy snack. Now I want to address a common concern. Some people worry that cacao contains caffeine and might keep them awake or make them jittery. While it is true that cacao contains a small amount of caffeine, it is much less than coffee. A tablespoon of raw cacao powder has about 12 to 15 milligrams of caffeine, compared to about 95 milligrams in a cup of coffee. Most people tolerate this amount very well, even in the afternoon. However, if you are very sensitive to caffeine, you might want to consume cacao earlier in the day, rather than close to bedtime. Another important point is that cacao also contains a compound called theobromine, which is similar to caffeine but has a gentler, longer-lasting effect. Theobromine can actually support heart health and improve mood without the jittery feeling that caffeine sometimes causes. Many people find that cacao gives them a gentle, sustained energy boost rather than the spike and crash you might get from coffee or sugar. Let me also talk about the antioxidant power of cacao. Cacao is one of the highest antioxidant foods on the planet. In fact, it has more antioxidants per gram than blueberries, acai berries, or green tea. Antioxidants are compounds that protect your cells from damage caused by free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage your DNA, your cells, and your tissues, leading to aging, inflammation, and chronic diseases. By consuming foods high in antioxidants like cacao, you are giving your body the tools it needs to fight this damage and stay healthy. Now, I want to share a few tips to make sure you're getting the most benefit from cacao. First, always choose raw, organic cacao powder or nibs. Avoid products that say Dutch processed or alkalized, because these have been treated with chemicals that reduce the antioxidant content. Second, store your cacao in a cool, dark place in an airtight container to preserve its freshness and potency. Third, start with a small amount. If you're new to cacao, maybe 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon per day, and gradually increase as your body adjusts. Some people experience mild digestive upset when they first start eating cacao, but this usually goes away as your body gets used to it. Let me also mention that while cacao is incredibly healthy, it is not a magic cure. It works best when combined with other healthy habits like eating whole foods, staying active, getting enough sleep, and managing stress. Cacao can absolutely support your muscles, circulation, and overall health, but it is most effective as part of a balanced, healthy lifestyle. Everything I shared today is for educational purposes only. This information is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. Please consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or adding new ingredients to your routine, especially if you're taking medications or have any health conditions. Thanks for watching today. I hope you learned something valuable about the difference between cacao and cocoa and how this powerful superfood can support your muscles and circulation as you age. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. And do not forget to tell me in the comments where you are watching from. I will see you in the next video.